So, before we, Mr. Corbett, thank you. And if you'd like to, you'll be the first one to give your statement. You got me in order.
I stuck my head in the lines now. Folks, thank you for letting me be here. If any of y'all heard me speak before, you know I'm not very polished, but that's not what I'm here for. I just want to show you, this is what I'm here for, folks. I want to show you this graph right here. We've got, excuse me, these 4 years here.
Hold it up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to get it. These 4 years here, we had our revenues were more than our expenditures. Starting in 2008, when my opponent came into office, we had deficit spending for all 3 years. Now, with the skyrocketing taxes, you know, skyrocketing taxes and the insatiable trying to think of the word. Appetite. Thank you. The insatiable appetite for the city to spend our money. You know, we need a change in City Hall, and that's why I'm running. See if we can't get this deficit back on this side. Thank you very much.
Hi, most of you know me. I'm Eric Childers. I'm seeking re-election, City Commission Group 3C.
Can you hear me? Okay, it's working. Thank you all for coming. Many of the faces I'm seeing out in the crowd I've seen over the last couple of days many times, and I just want to say you are truly gluttons for punishment if you want to see us three or four forums in a row, but thank you for coming. My name is Sarah Pelican. Like Charlie, I'm here because I think we truly need to rein in the spending that's going on in City Hall. And my philosophy is something I actually borrowed from John Crawford, which is get out of debt, stay out of debt, pay as you go. That's a philosophy I heartily agree with. And again, I thank you for coming this evening.
Good evening. My name is John Campbell L. Well, and I'm a candidate for Group 3 here in the Commission. I've been an area resident for 11 years and have spent 37 years in the forestry business in various management positions. 6 of those years I was National Sales Director for Rainier Lumber Division, and I was responsible for a $100 million annual budget. I hold a bachelor's degree in political science and history, as well as a high school teacher certificate. My wife Mary is a teacher at St. Michael Academy, and my youngest daughter is a freshman at the high school. I'm running for office for 3 basic reasons. To foster more financial accountability and disclosure, to bring my years of leadership and experience to city government, and to help rebuild public confidence in the local process. Thank you.
I'm delighted to be here tonight, and thank you AARP for having this forum. My name is Susan Steger. I've been on the commission for 3 years. I retired from banking in 2005 after 19 years of banking experience. In response to my opponent's charge about deficit spending, understand that normally your reserves or savings account level is at 25%. We were at about 33%. There we sat as a commission trying to decide what to do. The demands from the pension plans were absolutely incredible. The cost of gasoline that cities use a lot of was incredibly high. It seemed that that was the right thing to do, and I believe it was. We had done our best to cut expenses, and we actually give the citizens of Fernandina great bang for the buck when you compare us to other municipalities. Thank you.
Thank you, one and all candidates. Very good. Now we will start our questions. The first question is going to be asked by our AARP member, Loretta. Loretta, what you ask?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here. Let's see, we start with Mr. Corbett, I believe. Ask you the first.
I'm the first one on the list.
Yeah, by alphabetical order. As you know,
Alphabetical order to height.
as you know, the city has grown over the years. Today, the majority of taxpayers and citizens of the city live outside what we all know as the historical district. How would you ensure that the city budget priorities and the focus of the city commission is distributed in a manner that better reflects the realities of the communities where the majority of the city residents and taxpayers reside?
First of all, I would get rid of Fernandina. I mean, we've been borrowing money to just to make the budget meet. Now we want to borrow $2 million. Draw $2 million from a $6 million fund. We need to get rid of that and start spreading the money around, do some projects that we need here in Fernandina to do. I don't think we need to do a new boardwalk at the beach. I think we could better spend our money paying for our kids. 32 kids didn't get a chance to play ball last year. I think we can do away with having to pay for the ballpark. They're having to pay for that. The ML King Center, that needs a paint job. It also needs some bathrooms. I think we'd be better served doing things like that. Also, Old Town needs things, the beaches. I think we need to get rid of some of these foo-foo things that we have in the budget and start doing things that for people that are already here, that are doing, that are here, and things like ML King, they're already here that we need to take care of those.
Thank you. Mr. Childers,
Yes.
do you want me to repeat that?
No, actually, I have it.
Okay.
The city recently did an archaeological survey that identified 6 planning areas within the city: north of the historic district, south of the historic district, the south side neighborhood, the area of 14th Street from the areas of the middle of the island, from 14th Street to Egan's Creek, both north and south of Atlantic, then the north of Atlantic in the main, on the beach side, and then south of Atlantic on the beach side. That will give us an opportunity to look at the individual needs of those neighborhoods with citizen input, and then make decisions accordingly.
Thank you.
It's unfortunate that we just heard Ms. Steger talk about the rising costs of doing city business, and at the same time as we have rising costs of doing city business, and when I use the term we, the city commissioners decided that it was okay to go ahead and vote for the strategic plan, also known as Forward Fernandina. We've bantered around the cost of that project. It's been anywhere from 1.5 up to $6 million. I find it a little bit sad that we would consider working on a waterfront park when you have Pop Warner and Little League teams that had to provide, as Mr. Corbett mentioned, had to provide their own clay and take care of their own fields. We would maintain or have the expense of maintaining a downtown waterfront park before we would take care of our citizens who live here year-round and who are being taxed and feed to a point where there's just not going to be enough money if these taxes and fees keep going up. And the city manager pointed out that at the moment we're paying $4.50 per $100 in franchise fees on our electricity bills, but he has the discretion to go up to $10 per $100 on your utility bills. Next time you go home, have a look at your FPU bill and notice how much of that is in franchise fees, and remember that that can go up to $10 at his discretion to pay for, as Mr. Corbett said, frou-frou projects we don't need. We need to be looking at the infrastructure, at stormwater systems, and also at underground cables. Listen to what the UUC said. Set aside some money and let's go with the infrastructure. Put our cables, whether it's phone, whether it's internet, everything needs to go underground. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Elwell?
The first thing I would do is balance the operating budget in the general fund, at which point we would know where we would have the monies to spend. We need to manage the departments under the city manager. We have, to the best of my knowledge, 14 or 16 departments. One department, which is takes 50% of the expenditures, is public safety. That's a basic need in the community. We need to provide public safety, fire and rescue for all the citizens, no matter where they live in the city. the balance of the money should be allocated where the basic needs are, whether it be sanitation, whether it be new streets, and paving, whatever it happens to be. But within the concept of a balanced budget. We need business leaders, we need citizen input consistently and constantly, and the commission needs to listen to those people and their needs. The various stakeholders in this city should all have a say in where the money is spent. I won't go into the strategic plan at this point because I'm sure we'll be able to speak to that in a while.
Thank you. Ms. Steger?
Just a quick comment about youth baseball. The city does not run youth baseball. We went to the baseball folks because over half of those children were county residents, and you as taxpayers were subsidizing that. Doesn't seem fair, and they were very nice, cooperated with us. Again, we don't run the baseball program. The reason the focus is so much on the historic district is it's the economic engine of our community. We reap incredible rewards from businesses being successful down there. You are paying lower taxes when we have a very successful historic district. We lose our historic district and we really lose our town. It's the heart of our community, an important asset to this city.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Loretta. Thank you, candidates. Next set of questions will be asked by our member, Peter, and we'll start with Eric. Peter?